Okay, here we are in the Big Questions podcast. This is your host, Gideon Wood, and here to help me is my dad, John Driggs.
Hey.
So today, I'd like to talk how the advance in like bioengineering and technology and all that kind of advancement in science will affect our morals.
Wow, fascinating. Well, I gotta admit some humility here. I don't know much about the biotechnological advances, but I'll do what I can.
Well, there's one kind of disturbing thing I've been thinking about.
Okay.
What if in the future, like, people are able to buy extensions to their feelings?
Extensions, like you buy a bonus pack to a video game kind of thing.
Not quite, but yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Um,
That's a very interesting idea. So give me some examples.
well, I don't know what feelings, like new feelings would be.
Mm, I see.
Like,
Something entirely unknown, new
yeah.
experience. Hmm.
And I'm wondering if that would lead to like some moral struggles because two things. Some people may have moral crises because of these new feelings which might introduce new things into the system. And also, secondly, I think people may think they are superior because of their adjustments.
Hmm. Yeah, that's fascinating. First, before I share my feelings or ideas, do you have any other thoughts you want to, or feelings you have about it? You want to express?
I feel like it will be really strange if we ever come to that age, in the time when we can bioengineer enough to make a feeling or emotion that has never been fathomed.
Yeah, yeah. Well, so to kind of answer your question or explore your question with the moral scruples, what came up for me was the way evolution or any knowledge creation process works in general. It's a series of mistakes. So, we make some weird mistake, or we could reframe that as a creation. And we don't know what we don't know. So, we don't know the unintended consequences of this new creation or of this mistake or of this solution to a problem. So, along with every creation or mistake or solution, we're always going to get more problems. So, just think we discovered electricity, and then we got the telephone, and then computer, and then we got this internet. All of these things were creations that led to problems of their own. Like now we have the problem of kids getting depressed because they use too much social media and are disconnected from their bodies or from the world. And social media was great. It was like an extension that we could put onto our brains. All of a sudden we're in the backyard of some kid that lives in Germany because he's got a smartphone and I've got a smartphone. So I
Uh,
don't know if that provokes anything or tickles anything or
Uh, Also, there are other consequences of technology too, because there is also global warming and the metal and other materials used to make technology.
right. And you can think of those as an extension of the human. You know, Richard Dawkins, what book did you read of his? The Magic of Reality?
Um, oh, yeah, I read The Magic of Reality.
So he wrote a book and focused his research as a biologist on something he called the extended phenotype. And these inventions and things that we've been discussing are a phenotype, an extended phenotype. So think of like birds who make nests or beavers who make dams, bees, they make their hives. All of these are an extension of the gene in some way. Their genes trigger this behavior. And so their gene kind of moves out beyond the organism.
Yeah, because the gene kind of causes a chain reaction.
Yeah, an algorithm of sorts that leads to this process. In the beaver's case, building a dam.
So, what's this phenotype?
Phenotype is an expression of the gene. So the proteins unfold depending on the instructions, the algorithm from the DNA.
Ah, so the phenotype is what DNA is made out of?
It's the expression of particular codes of DNA.
Ah, so it's a
So particular
particular.
gene expression.
What's a gene expression?
So we have genes, right, encoded in our DNA, and each of these genes will lead to different things. Like you have brown eyes, brown hair, and
So, is the phenotype, is it what the genes produce to cause the changes in, like, to carry out? Kind of like it's the gene makes a chain reaction starting with the phenotype?
yeah. So the gene, what it does is it folds amino acids. Amino acids are proteins, and so think of it as an origami, and the gene contains the instructions to fold the origami. But instead of paper, these are chains of amino acids, and they fold into particular clusters.
So is amino acid a type of acid or something different?
Amino acids are the building blocks of protein.
Oh,
So we've kind of veered away from your moral scruple. Do you have anything you want to cover or resolve there?
well, I think the extended senses could have many benefits. Fits, for example, like dark vision would help people, like if there was something like bad that happened in the night. And also I'm wondering, I'm not sure if this is possible, but maybe if we did it right, I'm wondering if people could, like, give genes to make the brain more good decisions, like maybe smarter, or maybe it could make a lot of mind states and
Sure,
improvements.
absolutely. It's like, hey, I want to be able to read faster. Can I get an upgrade, please? And then all of a sudden you're reading 10 books in one day. Oh, wait, you already do that.
I'm not so sure about 10 books.
Exaggerating. Fine, only two.
Depends on the book.
All right. Well, I think you said earlier you may have two questions you want to explore. Was there another one?
Oh, yeah. I also wanted to explore death.
Ooh, all right. Yeah, what do you want to explore about it?
How we're living is the saying on borrowed time, or that how we have like only a limited amount of time to make our impact on the world.
Hmm. Tell me more. Make your impact on the world. That's how you see your time here.
Yeah, I want to make a positive impact.
Hmm. I think that's a pretty common impulse for people. So, what does that mean to you? What does that look like? And how does death help you achieve that in some way?
Well, if I didn't have death, I would be much less driven to do things, because then I would think of doing it later if I had an infinite life.
Hmm. Yeah. So, what does it look like to leave a positive impact?
Well, it looks like trying to reduce our carbon footprint and other negative things we may leave behind when we die. And also,
What's rule number one in our house?
don't freak out.
No, that's was house rule number one.
um, Clean up your own shit.
That's right. Us humans need to get better at that, don't we?
Yup.
Leave a place better than you found it. Sorry, I interrupted. Keep going.
Also, I think we should try to do our best to leave a positive
Hmm.
footprint.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree with you. Something my dad said to me that's always stuck is we leave a place cleaner than we found it.
Yeah, you said that to me a lot too.
Some generational love from Mother Earth coming down.
Mm. Yeah, I want to leave a positive imprint on the world, and I also kind of a little bit. I think some part of that may be because I want to be known a little for it. Some of it, I think, is wanting to leave a good footprint, and sometimes I feel like it's wanting to kind of be prideful. So,
Have your name down in history, be remembered.
yes.
Yeah, it's also pretty common. You know, we humans, unless you're a saint, which I don't know any, we have a mixed bag of motives. You know, even for one thing, we can carry multiple, even contradictory motives. So I think you're human.
Mm, yeah, most of our listeners are probably
They're
human.
probably saints.
They're probably saints. What's
Yeah,
a saint?
they have only pure motivations.
There's no saint on this earth.
Yeah, I think you're right. Well, yeah, death. It's a great window into some clarity around your priorities, your aims, your virtues, and even momentarily, it gives us, if we contemplate that this may be our last moment, our last breath, it really brings a clarity to the present moment,
Mm,
the only place we can ever really live. So keeping death close is, I think, a wise thing to do.
mm. If you keep it too close, though, you might end up. I mean, like, I'm pretty sure our listeners already know this, but don't act completely as if you only have 3 days to live, because then you'll probably spend most of your money on going on that.
The trip they always wanted.
Yeah.
Sure. Good point.
Anyway, I think we should end it here. What do you think?
Yeah, sounds good.
Well, goodbye. See you next time.
Until next time.